Today we are launching a new segment that will be running every Wednesday on Citizen Extra, and it's called Citizen Extra Business. How appropriate a name. And let me now introduce my co-anchor who will be taking you through today's show. Anne Mombi Waroi joins us in studio. I don't know which name to start with. Which one would you prefer I call you today?
Let's just go with Mombi.
Let's just go with Mombi.
Yes.
Okay, what can we expect in today's show and over the next couple of weeks?
Thank you, Wahiga. This is the premiere show of Citizen Extra Business, and this is a show that will be running today and every Wednesday, where we will be bringing to you up-to-the-minute update on business news making headlines globally. The show will also feature point-on-point analysis on economic, financial, and all business-related analysis to help you, our viewer, be informed on investment decisions. My name is Mombi Warui, but we also have our reporters. We have Dennis Otieno and Patrick Igunza at the University of Nairobi, where currently the Innovation Week is ongoing, and we'll start off with Patrick Igunza. So far we have had that there are cabinet secretaries of ICT, that is Joe Moshero, we have Amina Mohammed of Education, and also we have Aidan Mohammed of Industrialization. Igunza, what exactly is happening right now at UN?
Thank you very much indeed, Mumbi. What a perfect timing. You've just introduced me and my guest walked on set. This is ICT CS, none other than Joe Moshero, who's here not only to officiate today's ceremony, but also to see what is happening as far as innovations go in this country. It is a platform that brings together various creative minds in the country, and as you can see behind me, ways and means through which Kenyans can actually have their lives become better. And CS,
yes,
you look like a happy man. Since morning I've been seeing you all smiles. I wonder whether it's the technology or just the sheer fact that so many people are here.
Actually, it's the opportunity. The technology is providing some amazing opportunities. You know, a lot of the times we're in offices or somewhere out there, but when you come here and see what Kenyans have been developing in collaboration with the international partners and so on, it really is refreshing. So we've seen some very great things, and if they are pushed, we can actually see a lot of great innovations coming out of this country of ours.
And many would ask themselves, why is it so important to stage such an occasion or such an exhibition? What is it that we aim to get out of it all?
In many cases, we are all busy with our work. So you don't stop to see what everyone else is doing, you don't have time. But when you bring all these innovators together, so they can see what others are doing, how they can collaborate, and we also see opportunities. So you have investors coming here to see what are the programs or projects or products that can actually be taken, commercialized, and they make money. For us as government, we're looking at what are the new developments that we can use to make lives better for Kenyans and even for us in terms of being more efficient. How are we as a country? This is a measure. So this Nairobi Innovation Week allows us to even know where are we at. If you look at the growth, I mean, we started with just a few stands. Now it's exploding in terms of the number of people, the level of interest. So it's a great opportunity, at least for people to see what we're doing as a country.
And we are currently in the 4th edition, but we will be delving deep into that discussion later on.
Right.
But I just need to know, is there any innovation that has struck you, something that you've seen and you went like, wow, what is this?
You know, I haven't gone through all of them yet, and I intend to go through all of them, but there are 3 so far that have been quite amazing, developed by Kenyans. There's, I think at one of these ends is a drone company. Developed by Kenyans. First, as Kenya, we're the first country in the world to have a drone management or flight management system.
Perhaps you can go see it.
Yeah, we can do that. It's a drone management system, so that the flight controllers, air flight controllers, can actually see how the drones are flying. So it's good to see Kenyans being able to develop this, and it's being used around the world. We've worked quite hard with our regulations to make sure that we can begin to use these drones. Why do I think it's important? For vaccines, for medicines, for all manner of things, these drones can actually be used. For security, for emergencies, we can use these. But they're being developed by Kenyans. People think that we are, on the cutting edge, and it is true.
Attention, please.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
sorry for that.
you are welcome to Taifa Hall.
We do apologize for that
Okay.
interruption, but we will be proceeding on. I think, Bonasias,
So
this is
look
the
at
drone
this.
that you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Taifa Hall for visual opening.
Sorry for that indeed.
We are sorry for the technical hitch that is currently being experienced at the University of Nairobi. Once we are able to have a clear signal, we shall be able to revisit that story. But moving on, operations at struggling supermarket Uchumi have grounded to halt this morning following a strike by its employees. The staff say they have not been paid their January and February salaries, as well as failure by the retailer to remit their statutory deductions. Here is the story. Earlier this year, Uchumi Supermarket had painted a positive outlook for its operations. While announcing the closure of its iconic branch at the Capital Centre along Mombasa Road, Chief Operating Officer Andrew Dixon said they were taking a more efficient approach to business. This tied to a government injection of 700 million shillings, so it promised a new lease of life beginning this month. But 2 months later, the optimism projected then is diminishing. According to sources within the organization, staff will from tomorrow boycott duty to demand non-payment of salaries. The sources further told Citizen Television that the 2 months arrears were running into millions of shillings. The employees, we have learned, are further discontent with closure of non-performing branches in what they say due to lack of procedure. Last week, Uchumi announced the closure of its Sarit Center branch 3 decades after it opened its doors. This analyst saying was a pointer to the deep financial distress that the organization was facing. Uchumi employees lost down their tools in July last year for non-payment of salaries and remittance to statutory deductions. Also in the news today, I apologize for that. And right now we have on standby one of the Uchumi employees who are currently, they said they moved from Jogoo Road, the branch at Jogoo Road, and were heading to the head office. And joining me now is the employee who has sought to remain anonymous. And I'd like to start by asking you, what is the situation currently on ground?
Actually, thank you, Mumbi, for giving me this opportunity to speak with you. As I speak right now, I'm at the office. We started from Uchumi Jogoo Road, whereby our employer decided to come to Jogoo Road to talk to us. But the staff demanded that they must merge to head office because at the end of the day, it is not Jogoo Road that employed them. They gave the employment letters from our head office, which is located at Donholm, Yero Road. So we merged all around from Jogoo Road. As I speak right now, we are at our head office waiting to see whether the employer will come to speak with us. But unfortunately, as I speak, the employer has definitely ignored to come out of the office. But the staff, we as staff, we have decided that indeed, today, if we are going to die, let us die because of our sweat. We are not going to leave the office until we have been paid January and February salaries, and our pension that was deducted 1 year down the line, that is from 2016, which have not been submitted to pension scheme, are remitted in full capacity so that we can be able to leave this head office.
And if I may ask, in regards to employees who have lost their jobs, how many employees have so far lost their jobs, considering Uchumi recently announced the closure of its Sarit Center branch?
Actually, as I'm speaking, 1 month, this last month, they closed, we start from December, they closed Karatina branch, whereby the employees, all of them, they were deployed in branches. But unfortunately, on the month of January, they closed one of our main branches, Capital Center, which is located at the Mombasa Road, and one branch that is at Chipange, Rosters, along Mombani Thika Road. And some staff were given letters of why it is matured, I think, like 85%, they have not received any letter, whereby they wrote a letter declaring them returned. But the fun thing is, the affected staff, they were told the letter of redundance until Uchumi becomes stable. So, those affected staff are at the home as I speak, no salary for 2 months, pension, no pension, because pension has not been limited. Indeed, we are suffering last Sunday, one of our Patpon branch, Salid Center, it was closed. And they affected, and the employer is saying that he is not going to deploy any staff because their 5 branches are in full capacity. That's why we are here as Uchumi employees in solidarity with our brother niece. We stand with them in order, if the employer may decide the way he has decided to declare the affected staff retrenched, he pay everything so that staff can go home and decide on what they can be able to do with their little savings they have done with the employer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We do appreciate you joining us on the show. We shall be able to bring you details on the story later in a subsequent bulletins. Moving on, also in the news today, National Bank of Kenya says it will close some of its branches as a cost-cutting measure. According to Bloomberg News Agency, National Bank Managing Director Wilfred Musau said the decision will be firmed up in the next quarter. Currently, the bank operates 85 branches across the country. Last month, the bank shed off 150 employees as part of its continuous staff rationalization. I do understand that our signal back at the University of Nairobi is now okay. And joining us live is Patrick Igunza, who earlier on we saw him speaking to the CES of ICT, that is Joe Mucheru. Igunza, what is currently happening?
There is another innovation that you spoke to me about pretty much earlier.
Yes.
Something to the effect of Kenya having produced the first satellite machine.
Actually, we do have, and it's being launched in May, and it is at this end, and I can take you to see the satellite. It's actually here we are.
Okay, oh, it's already here.
It's here, yes. So Professor Mbuthia here was involved in a competition, a global competition with the University of Nairobi, which they were able to win, and now Kenya is going to have a satellite in orbit, our first one, in May this year, and maybe he can describe this a bit more.
Thank you and welcome. I'm happy to announce that the University of Nairobi, and by extension, is going to be launching the first Kenyan-built nano satellite, and this launch will take place in May from the International Space Center, which is located about 400 kilometers from Earth. So this satellite is going to orbit the Earth at 400 kilometers, but it fails to give a little bit of what this satellite can do. With this type of satellite, one is able to do Earth observation, take pictures of the Earth from the low orbit, which means the pictures can be very high resolution, and therefore they can be used for things like what you find in your mobile phone under Google Maps. You can also use this type of satellite to collect data on anything that is happening on the ground. Like you can know how like the weather is changing, the weather patterns that are coming up, and you can know where you are likely to get the certification in the future. You can also predict the rainfall patterns, and therefore you can inform our farmers. And this all can be contained within a very small satellite. This information can be collected by a very small satellite of this size.
Wow.
So what the university then has done is to enter this space where we are going to be able to provide this technology to the Kenyans, and therefore in the future be able to launch many of these satellites so that we are able to provide these services from these satellites.
Okay.
And the science now is proven that we can do it, and we can actually participate in a global space in terms of space exploration.
That's quite a milestone. And for purposes of helping Kenyans understand, do we have any other African nations that have been able to achieve this, or is Kenya actually setting the pace here?
We have Ghana, who also launched one, Ghana Sat-1, and Nigeria have also one satellite. We are the third in the African, in the Black Africa, to be able to achieve this feat.
Okay, and when it comes to the data that it's able to collect and disseminate, the question would be, is this information only limited for use in Kenya and Kenyans, or can it be opened up to the global space?
What happened, this satellite is going to be circling the globe at 400 kilometers above the Earth. So it's going to take the pictures it takes are for the whole world, wherever it's going. And these pictures will be available Kenya can even sell them to other countries in the future.
So we stand to benefit.
Yeah, we start to benefit.
In terms of finances.
Yeah, and if you have a constellation of 20 of these satellites, which are located around the globe, then actually you can be able to monitor what is happening on the ground over 24 hours. You will be receiving 24-hour information on what is happening on the ground anywhere on Earth.
Thank you very much, Prof. Much appreciation and congratulations on that milestone.
What he has forgotten to tell you is that you can also upload an audio file to the satellite, and people can also start listening. So if you want to send music or some innovation of yours, you can be able to do that. I think these are the innovations we're talking about. Kenyans are on the cutting edge, whether it is space or it is waste. You know, we are looking at the whole breadth. So that's why I'm very excited and happy to be here.
And it could just be the beginning.
Yes, we are going to see big companies coming out of this, and the President's commitment to this Innovation Week and the support for all our innovations and startups is unquestioned. And therefore, I think we're going to see so much happen within the next few years.
As we wind up, Waziri, we've had cases where young minds come up with such innovations and then they showcase them, but then again, there is no protection of their intellectual property and ability. I wonder whether we are doing something as a country to ensure that we do have the legal framework and the regulation framework that will enable, protect these creative minds.
As you know, manufacturing is one of the big four agendas, and many of the big four agenda innovations that will come, we want to protect those. CS of industrialization is here because KIPI is a very big part of what we want to do. We want to be able to make sure that as a country and as our people, we benefit from our innovations. So securing our IP, and there's also a lot of other IP worldwide that is expired that we can also now begin to take advantage of. So that's a big area we're looking at in terms of the manufacturing part of the big four, and you will see the protections there.
And there are people out there who missed out on the past first bid that we had. You indicated that there are initiatives that you are launching as a government to ensure that it doesn't end here. If you can just recap that, I'll be happy.
So what we want to do is to create, similar to say a government lab, we're calling it a white box. The white box is a place where if you have any innovation, any product that you think the government should be using, you bring it there and you will be able to.
We do apologize for that technical hitch. However, earlier on, our reporter Mary Yan Nyambura was at the University of Nairobi looking at the various innovators and filed the following report.
The Nairobi Innovation Week, hosted by the University of Nairobi, has grown in leaps. Day 2 of the event saw a number of exhibitors showcase their innovative ideas to potential investors drawn from across the world.
So we've been able to pull together, a huge pool of network of partners to work together on Innovation Week. You can see here there's over 100 exhibitors in here. At the University Towers, we have over 50 different side events that are happening, workshops, boot camps, hackathon, seminars, and so on and so forth. So it's about partnerships that energize the agenda of innovation.
At this stand, siblings Faith and Linda Kimeu came up with the idea of introducing a pads dispenser dubbed KimiCare. The two say the idea is to help ladies access sanitary towels in cases of emergency. According to organizers, this year's event saw the introduction of the 15 most promising startup ideas category, which aims to recognize the top innovation ideas during the week.
We are seeing that it's really having an effect in society. Startups are getting investment, partnerships are being built, MOUs are being signed, funding is now becoming clearer. People are getting educated about innovation, about startups, about investments, and so on and so forth.
Besides the exhibition, there's also a boot camp running parallel to Nature Innovators.
We start innovation, nurture innovation for children from a young age, so that when they get into adulthood, they will carry on that innovative spirit. We want to have children to have positive attitudes towards sciences and technology and science, and hopefully pick science careers.
Over 300 applicants submitted their ideas this year, with only 100 shortlisted to participate in the exhibition.
If you look at across the country, the innovation landscape, we're beginning to see deeper understanding of digital transformation. That's how you are beginning to see some of these applications being developed by young people.
If we don't have a strong local angel investment movement, then you are leaving it for someone else to come from outside, invest, and probably make the resources out of these startups.
In a bid to take innovation a notch higher, the 100 exhibitors now have 4 days to showcase their startup ideas so as to bring it to reality. Marianne Nyambura, Citizen TV.
Thank you very much, Marianne. We are going to take a short break, but we will be right back.